for Monday, March 11th. I'm Patricia Malone.
And I'm Janine Samuels. Thank you for joining us. More than 5,000 educational advocates are expected to protest outside the state capitol later this evening. Both teachers and parents will be participating in the March for Our Schools rally in Annapolis. Organized by the Maryland State Education Association, the group is demanding more funding. Second grade teacher Lene Sheffield says there are several challenges she faces due to a lack of financial support.
Sometimes as an educator, the funding challenges may be, for example, like getting just supplies. Even though we have the Title I funds, we know that some schools, like my children may not attend a Title I school, may not have all the equity for technology, for books or crayons or additional things that sometimes we have to come out of pocket for. The kids are going to definitely benefit from just being able to get extra books, technology, being able to get them ready for like the 21st century and beyond.
The march begins tonight at 6 p.m. in front of the State House. Meanwhile, school officials are praising lawmakers for introducing a bill that could increase education funding by more than $1 billion in Maryland. A press conference today, county and school officials discussed the proposal called the Blueprint for Maryland's Future. It builds on the work of the Kerwin Commission and will increase teacher salaries, provide special education, pre-kindergarten grants, and more. County delegates and school officials say it's an important legislation.
The Kerwin Commission bill for the first time actually takes money and provides specific ways it has to be used to increase student achievement.
It's important for the children and for us to have the best education system in the country for 5 years running, and then we're dropping down. That's because we're not putting our money where our mouth is. And the Maryland State Constitution says that every child deserves an equitably funded education.
The bill is sponsored by Delegate Maggie McIntosh, a Democrat from Baltimore.
A U.S. lieutenant accused of being a domestic terrorist who had a stockpile of weapons and a hit list of Democratic lawmakers as well as journalists was back in court today. CTV News' Melissa Wright is in Greenbelt with the details.
I'm here at the Greenbelt Federal Courthouse where Christopher Hazen, a U.S. Coast Guard, was arraigned here this afternoon. Now Hazen is facing charges in connection with a gun and drug offense. Hazen, who is being painted as a white nationalist, was charged back in February after investigators found several guns, including a semi-automatic and over 1,000 rounds of ammunition in his basement apartment. He pled not guilty to those charges, but prosecutors say this is just the iceberg of the charges that could soon follow. He is currently detained and is expected to come before grand jury.
Meanwhile, the Comptroller of Maryland is warning people about deceitful tax preparers. 24 locations have recently been stopped from filing returns. Some are in Prince George's County, including Keep It Simple Tax Services, Excellent Tax Professional, and Denisha Tax Service. If taxpayers suspect fraud, they are asked to immediately report the issue to the Comptroller's office by calling 1-800-638-2937. The filing deadline, as a reminder, for 2018 tax returns is Monday, April 15th.